Hello and welcome you all to the new video. And in this video, guys, I'm gonna talk about how we can implement the authentication part in our Nextjs project. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the page that I have created. It's a simple login page, and you can see it here. It's a simple login page with nothing on it, just a simple sign up and sign in button and with two input field, email and password. Also, this is a user table that Superbase has given to us where all the authenticated users will be stored. So as you can see right now here, nothing is here, it's empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our code and I'm going to give you a hint what the code is doing. It's a simple export function and with some use state here and three functions that we will be using for signing up, signing in, and for logging out. Okay. It's a commented out code for later. I'm gonna tell you guys what it is doing. For now, I'm gonna come here in in our main JSX. Here we have two input and email for password and two buttons for signing up and signing in. So what we can do is we can go to this Next.js page where it is telling us how we can implement the authentication part. So in the beginning, they have told us how we can sign up the user. So they have given us this piece of code. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this code and I'm going to come here in my sign up part and I'm going to paste it. We have this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to res, which will show us our response. And this Superbase is the Superbase create client component client that I've imported from at the rate Superbase slash auth helper slash Nextjs. Inside it, it is giving me this email redirect to it is the part where we will be redirected after we sign up. So for here, I'm gonna inside the template literals, I'm gonna give it to location dot origin slash auth slash callback. So if you guys remember, we created this path yesterday in our last video. Here you can see it. It is this, and if you guys see, I have console logged the data that we are getting from the Superbase. If you hover over it, if you can see, we are getting Superbase URL, we are getting Superbase key, real-time URL, and all the data that we will be required for our authentication part inside it. Okay, so I'm not gonna like put pressure over it so much because it's not that important to see. It will be handy if you are working on a large project. It will come handy to manage the session and exchange codes and route handler, etc., etc. For now, what we are going to see is we have created a function for signing up. Now, since I will be getting my email and password here in this use state, I'm gonna remove this static code, and for same for the password too. I'm gonna remove this. What we are going to do is now we are going to implement the sign in part for the user since we have already implemented the sign up part. So for the signing in part, we are going to copy the code Superbase has given us. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it in my handle sign up code here. And same for email and password that we did for the sign up. I'm going to remove this and this. Now I'm going to create another use state which will keep our users. Give it any because we are not focusing on TypeScript right now. We are just seeing how user flow is working. Now I'm gonna set the user to res dot data dot user because this is how we will be getting our data. Also, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use router dot refresh as soon as we sign up. We're gonna refresh it. And lastly, we are going to set our email to empty string, set our password to empty string. I'm gonna do the same for our login part. As soon as we log in, we will be getting all these things because okay, now it should work fine. Okay, so we have done this, and at the end we are going to implement the logout part. For the logging out, we am going to copy. Okay, so we're going to copy this and we're going to paste it right here. We got this. Okay, that's fine now. Also, we are going to do what we are going to do. We are going to set user to null here and router dot refresh. So we are done with our all the function for signing up, signing out, and logging out. I'm going to uncomment this part. So it is checking if we have the user. We will be showing this part of the code where we will be having a logout button and a text saying you are logged in. So, okay. So at the end, now we are going to check if we have the user, but how we are getting the user. We have set the user. Okay, so we will be getting the data of the user, but how we'll be checking once the code is refreshed, how we are going to check. So for this, we are going to create a use effect function. Inside the use effect function, I'm going to create an async function, which is named get user, and it is an async function. And inside the async function, I'm going to write const data user, and I'm going to give it await superbase dot auth dot get user. Okay, so it is giving us some error, and okay, so what I was missing here, guys, I'm just need to put it inside curly braces, and that's how we do it in TypeScript. So we have our user, and when since we got our user, I'm gonna set our user to this user, and also we are going to set our loading to false. And lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke our function. I think we should just put it inside this, and lastly I'm going to invoke our function get user to so that we can get all the data that we have. Okay, so let's see what we are going to do. So if you guys see, I just reload, and we don't have the user yet, so it shows us the reload, shows us the loading, and as soon as the refresh is finished, it takes us to the login page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Gmail, and I'm going to set a password, a simple password, and I'm going to click sign up. I want you to guys see what is happening behind the scenes. So I'm going to I have set the password at Gmail, and I'm going to click sign up, and as soon as I sign up, it set a verifier code in our application. If you go to the network tab, here you can see we are authenticated, and now if we go to the auth table in the Superbase, you can see I got registered here. It is my email, and provider is my email, and now this is asking for verification. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to jump to my Gmail. I'm going to open the first link that I got. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to confirm my email. So as soon as I confirm my email, it took me to the home page. So how it took me to the home page, if you guys remember, I told you inside the auth slash callback slash route.ts, it is redirecting me to the request URL dot origin. And if you guys take it from in your code, it is nothing but the slash that we have. Okay, so it will be redirecting us to the home page, and so we are defining our home page with the slash. So this is the total data flow we are getting, and if you guys go and check inside what we are getting in our app metadata, it is giving us the provider identities. We have identity ID and ID, uh, and inside our user metadata, we are getting nothing yet because there is nothing else we have provided to the Superbase except email and password. So this is my email and this is my user ID. Okay, so this is the confirmation time, and you can see it everything. We are just getting everything inside the console. Okay, so we are getting a bunch load of error. Why? Because okay, guys, so I just saw it, and I understood what was causing the error. It was nothing but just some cache error that it got stored in our Chrome, and as soon as I refreshed it, the error went away. So here you can see it, we are getting some error, and it is nothing because it is saying us we are unauthorized to see this page because we are not logged in yet. So if you go to your email, write your password, and if you sign in, we are now on the authenticated page since we have the user, and I'm going to refresh it and we got our data. If you go to your application, here you can see we have the access code here. And this is how guys we perform our sorry, and this is how we perform our our authentication part in using Superbase. And lastly, what we are going to do, we are going to log out to see what it is doing. As soon as we click log out button, all the cookies are went away, and we are now again will be getting the unauthorized error. So that is how we perform authentication in the Superbase. So that's it for this video, guys. In the next video, I will be showing how we can implement authentication using Google. So keep on with me and let's see what we got in our next video. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe the video so it motivates me to work and let's see in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.